So today I have Sering. So I've known Sering a long time, right? Like probably since I came to Vietnam, we did
Yes,
some work together
yes.
when I was on the agency side. So I thought we'd have a chat
Mm,
and find out what Sering is up to. So Sering, thanks for inviting us to the restaurant.
mm, mm.
Do you want to say anything, introduce yourself, and you want to say who you are, what you do? Because I know Sering from film production,
Yes.
and he's now made the shift, or you made the shift to being a restaurateur and like a restaurant owner. So that was why I was curious to have a chat with you about.
Mm.
So,
Man. So, yeah. So um, yeah, because I'm the, you know, actually lately I've also been, there are a lot of been sort of people asking me, um, you know, I think asking about who I am, and this is something I always ask myself, like,
mm,
who am I? What am I doing? I think this is like a lifelong question.
yeah.
But it's like um, I'm a Tibetan, um, born in India, in the exile community. I grew up there. Um, and then I made my way to America, and then from America to Vietnam, and I've been here for almost 20 years. So I've known you for most of those
Mm.
years, I think from
At least
early days.
15. I've been
Yeah,
here now 15, so
15 years. So yes, I came to Vietnam to start a film production house,
mm,
and I was very young. And then I did that for almost, 20 years, in advertising, film productions. And and then suddenly I made this switch into the restaurant.
mm,
So,
mm. So what was the motivation there? Like, was there like a moment you decided you'd want the switch? What
um,
was the inspiration?
2023, I think there was that year, for some reason, it was a very eventful year for me.
Mm,
And there was a lot going on in my personal life. And then I was also working on a Tibetan film called The State of Statelessness.
mm,
And it was about what it means to be a stateless person. Um, and so I was thinking a lot that year um, about, who I am, where I'm going, and also at the same time, a lot of people were talking about AI in our industry. Um, so so I was also wondering what this future of this world is changing, what it means to me, not just on a humanity level, but also on a personal level, what it means for me. Um, so I decided that maybe I want to spend a year just pursuing something I really love, something that I can do with my own hands. Um, and that's how, it kind of started. And then that year, for some reason, I had so many Tibetan visitors coming through Saigon,
mm,
and then I was hosting them, for dinners over at my house. And and when Tibetans gather, we always make momo,
right.
and and for Tibetans, momo is very a social thing. Nobody makes momo alone for themselves.
Right.
So
Okay.
it is you usually make it for a special guest, or you make it for family on a special
Okay.
occasion, family friends. So it is kind of because it's a very labor intensive work, and it's kind of showing
Mm,
that your respect,
mm,
to appreciation to
mm,
someone you treasure.
mm,
Um, and momo making is a way for people to connect. Um, so for Tibetans, it is so momo is love.
mm,
So when I realized that through all the guests that was coming through my home, I said, this is it.
mm,
Maybe this is what I should pursue. So I said,
mm,
okay, I'm going to spend 1 year um, just just learning how to make momo. So it's just simple. Because I will still keep doing my films and I still give my advertising, but this is some personal project
Yeah.
that I wanted to do. And then I went back to my hometown a few times. I made momos with my family, with my friends. Then I came back to Saigon and I started, making momos and sending it to friends. Um, and I didn't really have any goal. It was just, I didn't care where it was going. I just wanted to keep doing it. Um, and then my friends at Cashew Cheese, who used to actually have a cashew villa here, they asked me if we want to do one pop-up night here. And the and and at that time actually I didn't know, I didn't have any, I, I had no ambition about making it a business. So, like, I never thought of actually making commercial out of it. Um, and so when they asked me to do a pop-up, I was in a mindset, like I was really inspired by um, this Thai artist called Rick Rick, and he made food he cooked pad Thai in museums, and the shared experience of people around his food was his art. And I was really inspired by his work, and so I thought, okay, yeah, maybe I can do 1 or 2 nights of storytelling through food, storytelling through momo, and that was the plan. And then suddenly Cashew decided to close this villa, and so then they asked me, why don't you take over this place instead? So that was why not? And that's how it began. So really, so that's how it all happened. Yes.
Because I've known you for a while as well, and your production house was called Yeti as well. So, what part did your background growing up play into wanting to do something true to where you came from?
Yeah. So yeah, I think if I feel like I cannot escape from who I am in this life, and I'm born as a Tibetan, and even though I have never seen my country, and I cannot go back to Tibet, but it is in my a
Your
land,
being.
my being. This is my land, my identity, and so I was always asking a lot of questions about what it means. And so in some ways, like, I want to reconnect with my roots. I've always, for most part of my life, I've lived outside of my community. And here, like, I'm most probably the only Tibetan living here. So I wanted to also, I was thinking a lot about what to pass down to my own daughter, the next generation. So as I grow older, I feel like, I want to go back to my roots, reconnect. So I think that played I think, like, kind of how to preserve Tibet in myself, in my work, in my actions. So that was really the key. So I thought, I wanted to introduce Momo to Vietnam, and tell through Momo, tell the story of our people, our land. So that's a way, in a way, to reconnect.
In the operations or the way you run the restaurant, you said the pop-ups were more about storytelling through Momo, right?
Yes.
Do you feel you can carry that through the operations?
Yes, yeah. I think so. So I think from the beginning, the focus was just that. And I still that is really my main goal. Because I didn't come from restaurant background, and I didn't approach it from the beginning. I didn't approach it as solely as a business, but really as another project, storytelling project, a creative project.
Right.
So the storytelling part I think is integral part of what Omomo is. Yeah.
And like, you feel the kind of the reaction and the response has been something, because Vietnamese aren't very familiar with Tibet, I guess, except maybe they think of the Himalayas, or they think of like lamas and Buddhism and stuff. But how has been the response to something unknown, shall I say?
Yes,
Like
yes.
how have you married your background inspiration with like Vietnamese culture, for an example?
The Yeah, so I think actually, like in the beginning, there were a lot of like through my friends, there were a lot of opinions like, oh, do you think Vietnamese will like momos or would they accept? Um, I think for me, from the beginning was because of the storytelling, I wanted to keep it authentic.
Yeah.
I didn't want to change it too much, um, and I knew that people, and it's all about. For food is not just what you see; it is also what you taste. Also, it's experience, it's the story, the whole thing that comes with it.
Yeah.
So I knew that the the I have to keep it authentic. I have to keep it. It needs to have the story, and then people will enjoy it. The Vietnamese will try it, and they will enjoy it,
Yeah.
even just for the experience of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it has been like that. I think here, I think so many Vietnamese have been coming and trying, and they've been really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a good point. Like, I think with the change of like how media and how
Yes.
people consume things, it's no longer about the product only.
Yes. Yeah.
It's about the experience and the story. It has always been that,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
I think in the past with our FMCG lens and like mass market lens, we've always been marketing product
Yes.
at the expense of maybe an experience.
Yes.
But I think the experience coupled with like how you feel in that moment
Yes.
probably is more important than the food,
Yes. Yes.
or as important as the food.
Yes.
So that's an interesting point. About menu creation, because I see this from what you say as like a creative process
Yes.
or like a passion project. So you said there was a Thai chef you were inspired by,
Oh yeah, a Thai artist.
a
Yeah.
Thai artist.
Yes.
But what was your inspiration, creative inspiration for your dishes, your menu, like what were you trying to do through the food?
Yeah.
Because you have one product, right?
Yes.
It's momos.
It's more. Yes.
So how did you create a menu out of that one product? Like what
Yeah.
was your inspiration?
So yeah. So I think from the beginning, the idea is like I wanted to tell the story of Tibetan people and our journey from out of our country, and in exile through Nepal to India and then to the world, and Momo, um, from a very sort of originally a very nomadic food, very hardy, very big, thick skin, and then as the Tibetans moved out of Tibet, it changed along the way. And as the Tibetans adapted to new lands and adopted different ingredients, and then also the Nepalis adopted the Momo, Indians adopted Momo,
Right.
and then it evolved. So I wanted to tell that story through Momo. So that's why I think we have 6 different types of Momos, and then we have all these different types of sauces and things, and there's a lot of creative ways you can mix it up.
Right.
So I wanted to make it kind of there's a story behind, even for just a one simple dumpling. There's so many variations, and there's how it has evolved. So I think that became part of it.
Right. Yeah. And so that was, I bring friends here, right? I've come here a few times with friends and they all love it because it's so unique to them. And that kind of experience was something everyone appreciated. Like they felt that authenticity. Sharing a little bit about the business.
Yes.
So how do you balance a passion project with business? Like how do you, because at the end of the day, it's a business, right?
Yes. Yes.
But before that, inspiration behind Om Momo, the
Yes.
name. Why did you choose Om Momo?
So actually, there are many stories behind it. First of all, the Om is in the beginning of our mantras
Yeah.
in Tibetan, and they say Om is kind of the sound of the universe. So we began the mantra with Om, and the vibration of Om, and so it's a holy thing. And so I thought, and also visually, it works very well with Momo. It is O-M-O-M.
The play on
So play on the
letters,
words.
right?
So I thought it was a really good way. And also I have this, I grew up in my hometown. My childhood my home was under a hotel called Om Hotel. And so they always used to say, "Oh, Tsering from Om Hotel."
Okay.
And it's still there. And every time I go back home, I still go there and visit. So it has a memory of Om, our home under the Om
Right.
Hotel logo. So that's how I said, this is, this is a good one to
Okay.
keep.
But you also, like, I've known you a while, also spiritual, right?
Yes.
Like you have
A little bit,
a
yes.
spiritual side to how you do things
Yes.
and your beliefs. So that plays a big role in who you are, right?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
and the connection that you find through momos, like
Yeah.
connecting with people. So about the business, like how do you
Yes.
balance? Because you were a film producer, director, right?
Yes,
Like
yes.
I used to write films. I know you've done award shows and like written films, but how do you switch that brain to the business side? How do
Yes.
you balance the two? It's not easy,
Yes,
right? You're in a
yes.
retail
Yes,
space
yes,
and you're in
yeah.
like probably the hardest business to.
Yes. I think the there's so many I think layers to this. The initially when we started it, um, I believed that I wanted to focus on our menu is very minimal, and I really wanted to focus on the quality, and I wanted to focus on the experience, and I knew that if I do something with love, everything else will follow. And I was not so focused on the business side. I was not so worried about the business side. And I think that it's just that I want to do it well and do it with sincerely, honestly, and let's see. And that was really the whole idea behind it. And so I think, and so in the last now we've been opening to the public for the last 6-7 months, and we've been growing almost 30% every month.
Right.
And so I think that is kind of proves that what I believed in, it was right. That but it said that, of course, there's a lot going on. It's not as simple as that. There's a lot going on from behind business, the operations and the ingredients, and there's so much going on. And that, I feel like I'm learning as I go. And of course, I have made a lot of mistakes also in this last 6-7 months, and I'm learning. And but I'm not so worried about the business side. Because I wholeheartedly believe in it. And,
So how's it going though? Like what was like when you started off? Did you have something that you said I want to achieve to prove to myself that it can work? Like was there like a short-term goal to say, okay, if I do it a year
Yes.
and I meet some target, then I continue or I stop?
Oh, yes,
Like did you have some short-term goals?
Because it happens so fast. In the beginning, it happens so fast. Like actually, I was making goal as I go. So I didn't really have a big plan ahead. So for example, right now we don't even have a delivery. Right now, I think my next. So it's like for me, it's like a month-to-month goal. It's like I think I want to this month I want to launch delivery on the apps.
Right.
And then so there's kind of going month to month, but of course from the very beginning I wanted it to at least break even, at least so that we are not losing money.
Yep.
So we are already at that point now that we are not losing money, that it is paying for the operations and things. So the next goal is now month to month growth.
Right.
And so I think
I think it's that shift to growth is when you need to also be careful, right? Like
yes.
probably you need some, maybe you have it in your brain about like what your principles are. So even with growth, that you don't compromise on certain things that you started with, right?
Yes.
Like if storytelling was important, or
like
how do you deliver the experience through a delivery app? When the guy is on the road and the momos get all messed up in the box or something, and someone opens it. and they lose the experience.
Yes.
So that's
So, yeah, I think actually I think that's also the reason why it took us so long to launch delivery. Um, the thing is that a lot of people actually suggested from the very beginning, why don't we get machines? You can buy dumpling machines from China that can churn out like 1,000 momos,
yeah,
an hour. Um, and and from the beginning, I was completely against it.
right,
For that was not really the point.
yeah,
I think I wanted to be like each momo to be wrapped by hand, and that took a long time, even for our staff to. It's all Vietnamese staff here, and for them to learn,
right,
and then to get and get to the speed. And it's still slow. Of course, it's very slow compared to machines, but I think it is really so essential for me to keep it that way. Because I think everything has to be handmade. Everything has to be made carefully and measured. And so I think sorry.
No, the challenge was in
Yes.
growth.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
how
the
do you
growth. Yes,
maintain
yes.
your
Sorry, etc. So yeah. So I think that's the thing. Is like I want to grow naturally, but I don't plan to like suddenly become like huge that we cannot. It's not impossible to make it by hands.
right,
I think that was never the goal. I think, of course, we can keep training more staff. I was actually looking at Din Tai Fung, the Taiwanese dim sum place. It's very popular and it's all over the world.
okay,
And if you see, their dim sums are always made by hand, and the staff, they train for months before they're allowed to even make one for the customer. So, and I think and it's very popular. And
but that's the story, right? Like
yes,
that's
yeah.
what people would come for. Like,
Exactly, yeah.
not mass produced, machine produced.
Yes.
Authenticity is not replicated so easily, and
Yeah.
that story is important, I think.
I think it's really important because once we start everything become mechanized, I think we lose the heart of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that was something I had also a question about growth and scaling.
Yes.
But it has to be organic and natural
Organic, I
and
think so, yeah.
not losing your core, right?
Yes, yeah.
Many brands follow growth and they lose their.
Yes.
Like I remember we used to work on a brand called Honest
Yes.
when I was at Coke, and it was always organic, always sustainable, giving back to the community. But there was a limit; they could stretch it.
Yes.
But if they had to achieve growth, they had to violate a few principles that made it what it was. And it doesn't work because you lose your core principles.
Definitely.
So growth is not always a good thing if you want to grow like too fast, right?
Yeah. I think it's possible. I think like when I look at like Din Tai Fung, or for locally, if you look at Pizza 4P, I think they have grown a lot. They're all over the nation now, but the quality is still there, and
arguably sometimes not the best. Because I think they made the mistake as well, right? Like going too fast with frozen pizzas now in retail. You can buy a slice, you can buy frozen. The delivery is not the best. When you get the pizza, it's sometimes soggy, and right. So the pizzas are good, but not sure that. I think they've probably gone a bit too far, too fast. But I get your point.
I have to learn from it. I think there's also a problem. I think right now I don't have any investors.
Right.
And there was also my fear that once I start to aim for growth and start bringing in investors, then I think sometimes we lose our say in what to do.
And what have been, like, if we were to say the biggest challenge so far, what is your like personal or professional or business challenge you faced in trying to get to this point? It's been 18 months now?
So no, it's been about, we launched at the end of, in February publicly.
But you've been doing it a year before, right?
Oh yes,
So I mean, like that entire 2%.
From my personal journey. I think the first 2024, it was just me, just doing it as a personal project. And that actually changed me completely. It's very interesting because Because at home, making the dough, learning how to work with the dough, and making the ingredients, and taking my time to do each momo day by day, um, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of changed my outlook on doing anything in life.
Yeah, how did it?
Because because like growing up, I think we always think, oh, dumpling is so complicated. We'll never do dumpling alone. There's so many processes and there's so many steps to it, and you make this big thing about
Right.
it. But when you do it, it's like 1, 2, 3, step by step, and then you get it done. And then, so I think that mindset that nothing is too big, that nothing is too complicated, it's just one by one, just moment by moment. And so sometimes I sit at home and I churn out like 200 momos because I want to send to this friend, I want to send to that friend, and then just listen to music and just do it, and it's done. And then
But how did like that's a very interesting point because it's a kind of mechanical process, right?
Yes,
It's like
yes.
repetition.
yes, yes,
For me, repetition is like the worst thing for me. Like if I have to do repetitive tasks,
yes, yes,
I do probably won't have the patience to.
yes.
But were you always like that, or did you have to like shift?
No,
Because
I
you're
did.
more of a
Yes,
creative kind of.
yes, yeah.
But
No,
how?
it was a big shift for me actually because as a film director, I'm always like doing this and doing
Yeah,
that and doing
exactly.
this and a lot of things,
Yeah,
and then we're doing multiple projects at the same time,
yeah,
and there's a little bit of everything. And then you're working with so many people
right.
and things. So, actually, that 1 year was really like completely shifted the way I work and our mindset of that it is okay to sit down for a few hours and just do one thing and just focus on just doing one thing well. And I think that was, I think it taught me a lot. And but then when I actually started the restaurant, all the experience from filmmaking really helped.
Yeah.
It really helped because in film it's like it's so many elements coming together, right? It's so many. We have set, we have the script, we have the choreography, the art director, and so many things coming together. Every frame is work of so many things coming
Right.
together, so
Yeah.
many people's effort, and so that actually that mindset actually made it very easy for me to think of a restaurant as not just a food on a plate or just eating.
It's a production.
It's a production.
It's a
It's
production.
a whole thing together. It's for
Yeah.
all the senses, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get somebody to leave their home to go buy a ticket to watch a movie? And it's the same way. How do you get people to leave home to come here to eat?
Right. And to be honest, like we met about a year ago, right? Like almost more than that. And you were telling me about this, but you've done it well. Where as you walk down the lane, you already start to feel the flag. You feel the ambience before you sit down.
Yeah.
That brand personality or that soul is
Yes.
so essential. I feel
Yes.
in this world of mass market kind of replication and fast food
Yes.
and like to sit down, to take a moment, to enjoy something and experience something is, I
Yeah.
think, is
Definitely,
much sought after now.
Yes, because I wanted to. So that's why I wanted to keep it kind of hidden and keep it kind of like and private, so that when people come in, they feel like they're entering another space,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they feel like, okay, they can just calm down now. They can just
Yeah. Because I remember before you didn't have a lunch service.
yes, yeah,
You only had dinner.
yes,
Is that because you were like fine-tuning things?
yes, yeah. Because before we didn't have enough staff,
Okay.
and and we were spending most of the day in production. What they were doing now, like
Right.
and then the yeah, we just didn't have the capacity to do lunch. But now that everything is going smoother and we have more staff, so now we are able to open for lunch. So I think we will like offer more things on the menu, and just keep improving day to day.
Yeah. And hiring, you have an issue. Like how do you hire? Like what's your do your staff understand you in what you're trying to
Yes.
communicate? Like how do you inculcate?
Yes.
Because in such a high turnover,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Like, they have to understand what you said, like
Yes.
handmade, love.
Yes, yes.
So how do you find the
So
right people?
I think it's yeah, it's like my girlfriend Jackie. She's in charge of the hiring, and she's in
Okay,
charge of running the and managing the staff and running the place.
right.
And I think it'd be impossible without um, her efforts. And she does the interview, and then and then um, so we always base it on our feelings first to see if the person feels right,
Mm,
it has the right kind of mindset
mm,
to work in a place like this.
mm,
And then of course I always tell them from the beginning the purpose of this place and why it is important. For example, when for the Momo making team, in the morning when they're making team, we play the mantras always, and I think we say that everything is about mindset and how you do it, and for the evening staff, for the wait staff also, how you welcome people, how you serve. I think it all
mm.
has to
Deliver that experience.
experience, yeah, and
Mm,
also I think also it has to be genuine. It has to
sure.
like come from certain things. So of course the turnover is very sometimes because especially our wait staff, they're all very young. They're like school kids, they're college kids,
Yeah.
and so of course like they come and go, and for some people it works out, and we have some staff who have been here for many months. Um, so I think that's just a nature of
That's
the
the
business.
business as
Yeah.
well. And just in terms of who your clientele are, like,
Yes.
did you have an idea of who you wanted to cater to? Like when you opened the restaurant, or did you just decide on that as you went along?
Mm.
Because it influences your pricing.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yes.
you're in a
Yes.
you're not like in a mainstream location.
Yes.
So how did you know who you wanted to speak to,
Yes.
target, or cater to?
Yes.
How did you kind of have that
So
thought process?
yeah.
Because that it will influence the pricing and
Yes.
everything.
Definitely. So yeah. So like here we are in Taudin. Um, the I think initially the um, I think we started here because because of the space and because of the kind of the community here. So in the beginning, the supporters were the community here,
Mm,
expat community.
mm,
And this is mostly expat area.
mm.
Um, but then we wanted to. Our real aim was to really to introduce it to Vietnamese,
Yeah.
so we've been slowly shifting our sort of focus from expats to the Vietnamese, because since we are in Vietnam,
Right.
and I think so. I think it's been working like slowly for over the last few months. Now more and more, it's the locals coming here
Right.
and making the trip from town to all the way here.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Mm. And so, next question on that point, Sarin, how do you like replicate yourself?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
it's like a founder-led or
Yes. Yes.
individual-led business, right?
Yes.
And there's a limit to what you can do.
Yes.
So if you want to kind of assume you have a second outlet somewhere,
Yes. Yeah.
obviously you can't be in two places at the same time.
Yes.
So
I think this is something. Yeah. Actually, this is a big lesson. Actually, I learned from my previous business, Yeti,
yeah,
with my production house, because I ran that production house for almost 15 years, um, almost like an artist studio, because I was the central
right,
part of I was the director, I was the central part of the thing, and it was not like the other production house. It was more really like it was me.
yeah,
Like I think the I think there's a good and bad to both. Like, the good thing is that of course, it became very personal. It became very authentic, but then we couldn't really expand. Like it was my limitation was the limitation of the.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, so from the very beginning, I think we were aware of this actually for Omomo. And also I knew that of course, like I cannot always be here in the kitchen. It's just impossible. Also, I still want to do my films. I still want to do so. So from the very beginning, the goal was that I want to dedicate a year to really be here every day, and build a team, um, and then make the system. So something that everybody can follow.
But also with some guidelines to make sure
Guidelines,
that
yes, yeah,
they don't violate
yes, yes,
the experience, right?
exactly,
So that's also kind of hard to do also.
yes,
But that's the only way you can grow as well. Right?
yeah,
It's hard otherwise for
yeah. I think so. I think that's been kind of focus for us because like even the way we train our staff, we have to really always like bring them back to what is the heart of this place, what is the culture of this place that we have to keep always and continue.
I was reading someone on LinkedIn. He's like a hospitality expert, and he always talks about hotels and like experience. And for him, it's like it's all about the people.
Yes,
Like
yeah,
they deliver
yes,
your experience. They spill
yes,
a drink on someone, or they
exactly,
don't
yeah,
have the
exactly,
cutlery or something
yes,
that reflects on the brand. So it's hard dealing
it's
with
yeah, yeah,
people, but
it's hard, yeah.
you have to find that balance, I guess.
It's yeah, it's yeah, because of like I think at a restaurant from the morning when we open the door, we cannot control who walks in, and all kinds of energy, all kinds of people coming in, and we have to be always open to anything that comes through the door. I think I think I think there's the same in life also because the we cannot control external forces, other people, but we can only control who we are. And so if we are very, very sure of, what this place is about, who we are, what we serve, then anyone that comes through the door, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think we just keep true to ourselves. Yeah.
That's so hard to do in
Yes.
today's world, but
Yes.
I think authenticity, being who you are, it's like more and more important, I believe. Like
Yes.
for brands, for people, like yeah. Do you do any kind of marketing? Like, what's your? Because you said you're growing 30% month on month. Like,
Yes.
is that organic recommendations, or do you do any kind of
Yeah.
marketing?
I think we started to do a little bit of marketing recently. We started to do some push some, but nothing heavy. We started doing some little posts on Instagram and on Meta to do some ads, post ads, and that's about it. We haven't done anything big yet. So I think growth has been very organic, and it's thanks to people posting. I think a lot of people who came here and they post on their social media, and then
Right.
so a lot of people coming from that.
Yeah. And also, I'm assuming the current marketing is on the food.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And someone would like to try it for the first time,
Yes,
but not forgetting your story as well, right?
Yes,
Like
yes.
kind of curious about
yeah,
coming to experience what this is all about.
yes.
So that's important. A few more things. Ferring, now that you're immersed in this food world,
Yes.
your view on like clean ingredients, like
Yes.
sustainability, like your sourcing, like
Yes.
want to say a little bit about that?
Yeah.
Like is that important? Like having
Yes, yeah.
And-
Yeah, I think for me that's very important because like our food is very minimal. Our menu is very minimal, so we wanted it to be like really focused on the quality. So all our meats, all our greens, everything is sourced to be organic, to be like the free range chicken and all those things. I think those are very essential because if we have only a few items on the menu and they have to be good quality.
Yeah. And things like food waste. I know Vietnam is not yet in that space, but like big supermarkets in Europe and the US, they care a lot about food waste. And
Oh yes.
so like, are you doing anything on that front?
No,
to-
actually, I've been thinking about this a lot. I think right now we are still small. I think the first is like we are keeping track of everything. We're keeping track of so that there's no wastage. Like there's no like overbuying of, especially vegetables and things, and we don't overbuy and then they all go waste.
Right.
I think in the beginning, because we were learning, so we had a lot of wastage. So now we're getting better to know exactly how much to order daily, how much we're using, and everything. So I think that's less waste. Um, but I think, yeah, but I've been looking a lot lately into actually like other restaurants in overseas for inspiration where they have a zero waste policy.
Sure.
Even they recycle the bottles and
Sure.
everything.
Yeah.
This is very inspiring. Actually, this is something actually I want to implement here. Eventually, like as we grow bigger and
Yeah.
we have more things, and especially like I see every day we have a lot of empty bottles. A lot of,
Yeah. I think a lot of retail, like I remember
Yeah.
Pizza 4 Piece, they claim to have opened an outlet, zero waste outlet in District
I
9,
see.
which they finally decided not to claim anymore because they said the entire outlet was zero waste, including like the runoff from the AC,
I see.
and which is very hard to do.
Very hard. Yeah, yeah.
And who really accredits that or like certifies that? You can't
Yes.
certify yourself.
Yes.
So I think for outlets, I think it's a process. Like start
Yes.
with no plastic,
Yes,
or
yes,
start
yeah.
with one thing at a
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Because you can't do like everything
Yeah, yeah. You
in
can't.
one day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As long as you're on that journey, I think
Yes.
it's appreciated that you do what you can.
Yes, I think exactly. I think we're just trying to see. I think step by step and see what we can do
Yeah,
along
because
the way.
because of that principle you have, right? Like
Yeah,
if everything comes from love, then it's love for the environment, the food,
Exactly.
the people, the staff. Like,
yes,
and no one has the expectation you have to be perfect on day one. I
yes,
think
yeah,
so.
exactly.
That's the misnomer for
Yeah.
sustainability people. Like suddenly you have to be like zero carbon or something on day one. Like last thing, Saring, you kind of said it before, but your film career and your film interest, would you get back to that? Like how do you balance the two? Do you at some point, because that's your
Yeah.
original passion, shall I say? Or,
Yes, 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 yeah.
So
I
how,
think, yeah, because I think people asking me always like, have you stopped making films? Because I think because I considered this as another storytelling project, so I feel like I'm not really taking a break.
Right.
It is just a continuous storytelling.
Okay, yeah.
And actually, this whole thing is inspiring me so much. In my own writing, in my own film. So I feel like right now I'm still working on scripts on the side whenever I can, and so I think it's like I think eventually when the place is going smoothly and everything's running on the system, then I can take a break and go back to filmmaking
Right.
and then come back.
once this is has a kind of life on its own,
Yes.
of its own.
Yes. Yeah.
And last thing, you said, I remember a few weeks ago you were hosting llamas
Oh yes.
going
yes.
through. Are you involved with that community? Like, why do they come through Vietnam? Just,
Yeah, so I think there's a very big interest in Tibetan Buddhism in Vietnam, and there's a lot of Tibetan Buddhism followers here, and so more and more over the recent times there were a lot of Tibetan teachers passing through here.
but are they expat, like
No,
exiled?
no.
They
Oh, they're exiled. Yeah, yeah. They're
Exiled.
from recently there was one very high lama who came from Italy. He had a big monastery in Italy, and then there's another lama from India, south of India, the monastery there, and they're all invited by students
Really?
here. So because this is the only Tibetan restaurant in all of Vietnam, so of course they seek us out and they come here, and So actually I'm happy to have a place for all the Tibetans passing through to gather to come. Yeah, and I even had recently. Some Mongolians came here, and the Mongols and Tibetans, we feel like almost brothers. You know? so and they were so happy and so moved to see a Tibetan restaurant. So it has kind of become a place for everyone to gather.
A sanctuary. Like a community.
Yes, yeah.
Which is, yeah.
Yeah, even for Indians and Nepali, for them, because they have a deep connection with Momo now. There's a lot of so there are a lot of Indian communities adopting it, and there was a few Nepalis who came here, and so it's become a community place.
Yeah.